Hi everybody. I've been getting some questions lately about how my AP English Language and Composition bundles work together. So I have a number of bundles, and some people have been emailing me and saying, I have your big 50 resource curriculum. Do I still need blah, blah, blah? And some people are saying, I have this and this and this and this, but they seem to have resources that cross over each other. Help, I don't really know what I have. So I thought I would do just a short video just explaining how my AP bundles fit together and why I do them. So first of all, the reason that I do several different bundles is that not everybody has an administrator who will purchase for them. So if you're having to do something out of pocket, and you cannot quite swing a 50 resource full curriculum, all the lesson plans done for you bundle, then I want to be able to give you some more options. And so that's what I'm going to explain today. And today we're going to focus on all the resources that contain my multiple choice practice. So here we go. I have 13 multiple choice resources, and I'm going to tell you what they are, explain to you what they include, what skills they hit, and then tell you how I've put them together. So, first of all, I have 11 multiple choice mini practice sets. Each one of them has 2 to 4 questions. You can treat them like bell ringers, and so kids come in the room, you have them on the desk. They are aligned with the exam, and they are formatted like the exam with the 2 columns. So of the 11, 9 of them are close reading, 1 of them is documentation, and 1 of them is composition. So number 2 is documentation, and number 11 is composition, and the rest of them are reading comprehension. So the documentation questions look like this, formatted exactly like the test is, and you've got questions that range anywhere from MLA to APA to Chicago. Just not that kids have to know specifically what each one does, but they should be able to recognize, what a footnote has to contain, what an endnote has to contain, what in-text citation should do, that kind of thing. And then, of course, we have the 9 close reading passages, and most of the passages are in the public domain because I didn't want to have to jack up the price to be able to pay for current literature, current pieces, and so I use mostly things that are already in the public domain. There are a couple that are more current. There's a Hillary Rodham piece, there is a John Boehner piece, but most of them are pre-20th century, which is what students need a lot of help with anyway. And then we have the composition questions, of course, which are by far the hardest to write. That's why there are the fewest of them. They test students on everything from transitions to moving pieces around to having better topic sentences, things like that. So that's what's inside those 11 resources. Some of them have room for students to defend and answer. So if one of them has 3 or 4 questions on it, there's probably not room to defend and answer. But if it just has 2 and they're not particularly long, if the question answer choices are not particularly long, then I've left a little bit of room for students to explain why they chose the answer that they chose, or if they can even go in it backwards, why they didn't choose the answers that they chose to let go of. And it helps them sometimes to change their answer choices. And all of those, of course, have thorough answer keys. Nobody's expected to have to come up with that on the fly. So I have chosen in the 10 sets that are, the 9 sets that are based on reading. Set number 1 has a variety of writers. This one happens to be mostly men. So you have everybody from Samuel Johnson to Yoshida Kenko to Mark Twain. And then set number 2, as you remember, is documentation. Set 3, anybody from John Boehner to Susan B. Anthony to Jane Austen. And then set 4, anywhere from Julia Ward Howe to Catherine of Aragon. Set 5, Benazir Bhutto, Matilda Jocelyn Gage, trying to come a little bit more into the present on that one. And then, so that was sets 1 through 5. And then I did something a little bit different on sets 6 through 10. Instead of doing 4 or 5 passages, doing 5 passages from 4 or 5 different people, I decided to just pick one person or a series of letters between 2 people and let the whole practice be just based on one piece. And so you really get to do a deep dive into one passage instead of just doing 2 or 3 questions for, individual passages. So set 6 is Benjamin Franklin. Set 7 is communication between Frederick Douglass and Harriet Tubman. Set 8 is Poe. Set 9 is Clementine Churchill. And then set 10 is Henry David Thoreau. Set 2, as you remember, is documentation. Set 11 is composition. So you won't see any passages in there that I had to get permissions for or that that required diverse voices. And each of these, let me move my face. Each of these has 5 sets of 10 questions. So you're getting a lot of practice. Okay, so when I took practice sets 1 through 5 and I put them all together and made a full practice exam. So it's a little longer than the real test will be. It's 61 questions instead of, I think, 45. But what I did was number them consecutively. So if you wanted it to be a sit down, work on time management kind of thing, then you have a full practice that comes with sets 1 through 5. And you have, of course, a full answer key, plus you have just the objective A, B, C, D, E answer sheet so you can check it quickly. All right, so let's talk about the first bundle. Multiple choice bundle number 1. And this is one of many. Bundle number 1 takes the first 5 multiple choice sets, 4 reading and 1 documentation, plus that full practice. So it has 6 resources, 25 bell ringers, 1 full practice exam. You would do one or the other. So I didn't make this one just incredibly expensive because you're going to do one or the other, not both. So I didn't want to charge you twice for the same thing. Multiple choice bundle number 2 has just 5 resources, and it's that 6 through 10 set. I honestly like multiple choice bundle number 2 the best. I got better and better and better at writing these. I have some experience writing test questions. I've done it professionally. I've done it for higher, county level, state level. But I think this set is better, not just because I kind of got into a groove as I was writing them, but also because you have more questions per passage. And so you can come at the passage from several different directions. So of the 2, multiple choice 1 or 2, I like bundle number 2. I also have a completely separate product called How to Have Question STEM Swagger on the AP English Language and Composition exam. And this one is based mainly on STEM design and how the questions are actually framed for students. It has a tips sheet. It's got practice from 2 different pieces of literature. It's got places where students can play around with defending their answers. This is a great resource if students just need to have an idea of how the exam is designed for them. You got the 11 practice tests, little multiple choice bell ringers. You got the full practice test, and you have Question STEM Swagger. All 13 of those are in something called the AP English Language and Composition Multiple Choice Super Bundle. That's all it is. It's all 13 of the multiple choice practice resources that I sell on Teachers Pay Teachers. Then I also have all of those pieces inside a slightly larger bundle called my Exam Review Pack. So it takes those 13 resources, adds 5 more to those 13, You have 10 argumentative prompts. You have a practice prompt for the synthesis essay. You have 5 rhetorical analysis bell ringers. You have rhetorical analysis review pages, and you have some student-friendly matrix rubrics that are based 100% on the College Board rubrics. They're just pared way down and made to one page and has language that's a little simpler for teenagers to understand. I also have another bundle that's called my Basics Plus Multiple Choice Bundle. So this one has 19 resources. It doesn't have the same things that last one did. So this one has my course basics. If you have an administrator who will not make purchases for you for instructional materials like this, and you have to do something out of pocket, this is the one to do. Rhetorical analysis for every student is a full, huge unit for teaching rhetorical analysis. Argumentation and persuasion, same deal. Daily lesson plans maps the whole thing out. Read 'em and Weave is my synthesis unit, same things, daily lesson plans. And then I've got 3 other resources, 7 rhetorical modes, which is one way to teach the different modes that students might be analyzing. A rhetorical mode project, which is kind of fun, you'll like it. And then an alignment chart to help you see where all of those units match up with the College Board skills that are in the course and exam description. So that's 19 resources, it's 441 pages. All 13 of those multiple choice resources are inside this bundle as well. So here's 2 more. You have a curriculum bundle that has 40 resources, 963 pages, and it's everything I've made for AP Lang except fiction. So I've left out everything I made for the things they carried and for the bluest eye. And although technically the things they carried is kind of one of those gray areas, it's sort of creative nonfiction, we're treating it like fiction just for this, and you have a bundle without it in case you feel like you don't have time to do a whole book like that. And then I have my 50 resource bundle, just like the other one. It contains all my multiple choice, but it has everything. It's my pacing guides and all of my daily units, plus you have some ancillary materials of things that you can pop in as you need to build on specific skills. So this is what we have. Everything you see here contains all 13 of my multiple choice resources. The super bundle is the smallest. The exam review pack, one up from that. Basics plus multiple choice. Then the curriculum without fiction, and then the full curriculum. So if you have any questions about any of these, please email me at Angie@angiekratzer.com, and good luck on the exam.